A river flood is where land that's not normally covered with water becomes inundated with water from a nearby river. We need to understand the different factors that can lead to a river flood and how these will affect something called the flood hydrograph. Rivers usually flood after longer periods of rainfall, and more often in winter. This can happen steadily over a long period of time, or can happen quickly after sudden heavy rainfall. These are known as flash floods and are linked to summer rainstorms. There are both physical and human factors that can increase the flood risk. Physical factors include precipitation, where either steady rainfall over several days can saturate the ground and lead to flooding, often in the lower course, or sudden torrential storms that can quickly swell a river and lead to a flood. The geology of an area also plays a part, with impermeable rocks such as clays not allowing water to pass through them, leading to the overland flow of water into the river channels, speeding the flow and increasing the flood risk. Then there's the relief of an area, where steep slopes create rapid downward water transfer into river channels. Human factors include deforestation. Trees intercept and store water on their leaves and branches, with some of this being evaporated. Trees also use a lot of water as they grow, so when deforestation occurs, water that would have been stored or used is now free to move towards river channels, increasing the flood risk. Agriculture also plays a part, particularly arable farming. If soil is exposed, rain will run off the surface furrows more quickly, especially if the field has been ploughed up and down the slope. Finally, there's urbanization, where impermeable surfaces such as tarmac and concrete means that there's limited infiltration. Water is transferred away from urban areas much more quickly through drains and sewers back into a river. Rapid movement such as this leads to an increased risk of flooding. Hydrographs show rainfall in millimeters and discharge in cumecs, a cubic meter per second of water passing a particular point. They show how a river behaves as a result of a certain amount of rainfall, with the lag time being an important feature. Lag time is the time between peak rainfall and peak discharge and demonstrates how quickly the water is transferred into the river channel. The longer the lag time, the less risk. The shorter the lag time, the greater the risk. Hydrographs with a short lag time are sometimes known as flashy because the flood can appear very quickly. Historical data from these graphs can help assist people in developing strategies to manage areas that are prone to floods. There are a number of factors that will determine the shape of a hydrograph. Basin size will affect the hydrograph, with small basins often leading to a rapid water transfer, whilst large basins result in a slower water transfer. Drainage density looks at the amount of streams, rivulets and tributaries that are within a basin, and a high density speeds up water transfer, whereas a low density leads to a slower transfer due to increased infiltration. Rock type will play a part, with impermeable rocks encouraging rapid overland flow, whilst permeable rocks create a slow transfer through groundwater flow. Land use is an important factor, with urbanization encouraging rapid water transfer due to the impermeable surfaces and drainage systems, whereas forests slow down water transfer because of interception and the absorption of water through tree roots. Relief is also a factor, where steep slopes lead to rapid water transfer, whereas gentle slopes slow down the transfer. Even soil moisture has an impact, with saturated soil resulting in a more rapid overland flow. Dry soil soaks up the water and slows down its transfer. Finally, there's the rainfall intensity, with heavy rain having the potential to exceed the infiltration capacity of vegetation and lead to rapid overland flow. Light rain, however, will transfer slowly and most will soak into the soil. Understanding the various factors that can increase the flood risk is critical for our understanding of rivers and how we can then develop strategies to live with them and manage them in the future.